So your life's being interrupted by having to pee throughout the day. It's making you afraid to go out, to go do things because you're worried, is there a bathroom? Are you going to have to use it? Peeing throughout the night. Maybe you've heard of a tool called Somatic Tracking. This is a practice you can do that allows you to feel the sensation without reacting to it, without immediately jumping via the urge and the pressure that you're feeling in the lower abdomen over the bladder to go pee. Now, some people who have heard of somatic tracking have tried applying it to urinary frequency, and they've had trouble. They don't fully understand how they can do that. Maybe you've never heard of it. Either way, I'm going to talk about it in this video. Like I said, this is a good tool because it's not about fixating on the problem or having a bladder diary, logging when you're peeing, how long in between, all those sort of things. And if you've been checked out by a doctor, there's nothing structurally wrong with your body. You have no disease pathology causing this, which there are some things that could possibly be related to that. But in many cases, this is brain created or nervous system created. This urge to pee is happening via the subconscious level of thought, via the autonomic nervous system. Clearly, you're not able to control it. If you could, you would want to. You would be like, don't want to pee for 4 hours. That's what you would do. But what we can do is, instead of reacting immediately, because this neural circuit is being fired over and over and over again, and it could have started from a fear of not having somewhere to pee, or in a really stressful time, really stressful period of your life, and your nervous system was upregulated, and this was a symptom that your brain created as an alarm signal. It can create pain in different parts of your body. It can create erectile dysfunction. It can create other things, premature ejaculation. They don't have to be, there can be skin conditions, digestive issues. It's not always just pain. So that's what's been going on. Now, first thing I will say is, if you're in a place where you don't have easy access to a bathroom and you don't feel as comfortable, doing the somatic tracking type of practice isn't as easy. So in those cases, if you just were really feeling the urge, if you need to go, just go do it, but don't make it mean anything. So if you add another layer of, again, I had to pee 20 times today. This is so freaking annoying. People are making fun of me. Like, my coworkers are probably laughing at me. I don't know, like, whatever. They're like talking about me. These are all added things. Like, if you have to pee, just go pee and just move on with your life. Now, when it comes to doing somatic tracking, it is easiest to engage in this when you have an accessible bathroom nearby. I mean, if you're at home or at work or just somewhere where you can more easily go if you really need to. So to understand what's going on here, I'll give you a metaphor about a computer. So if you ever worked on your computer and it's just going really slow, all the programs you're operating in, it's going a lot slower than normal, taking time, it's freezing here and there. You're like, what is going on? You're so annoyed. You just need to get your work done. Trying to get my work done, trying to go through my tasks for the day, and it's going so slow, and you're just racking your brain. You don't understand why, and you're just annoyed, and you're emotional. This is kind of like whenever you feel that urge to pee, and it comes back again, and you go pee, and it comes back again. You're like, this is so annoying. Same thing kind of with the chronic pain. It just keeps coming back and back and back. And it's slowing you down, like it's changing your life. You're not able to do the things you want to do. Somatic tracking is kind of like opening up the task manager and seeing all the background processes are at play. You're like, whoa, there's a lot of stuff going on back there. And you're like, okay, there's no virus. There's no one trying to hack into the computer. Your body is totally fine. Physiologically, your body's safe. There's no damage being done. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't really have to pee in many of these cases, right? There really isn't that much in your bladder. It's not that your bladder is actually really full again and your body is just creating urine out of nowhere. There's an urge, though, that's being created at the level of the brain. So when you open up the task manager and you're like, whoa, there are a lot of background processes. There's a lot of stuff going on. Now I can see why my computer's moving so slow. That doesn't mean you need to try to fix it, or let go of those or close all those programs right now. That is part of the process, though, of letting go of this type of neural circuit dysfunction, this mind-body syndrome manifested in the form of urinary frequency. But in the Somatic Tracking Act, this is something you can do in like 5 minutes, 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long time. It could be that you're at your desk at work and you get that urge and it's coming on, and it's kind of like, oh, I need to go pee. But instead, you could turn on a guided audio. I have some in my programs, or you can find some on YouTube, and yeah, just turn that on, listen to it. It'll guide you through a process that's ultimately not reacting, feeling into the sensation itself with curiosity, without immediately doing what it says, and bringing some positive affect into the moment, bringing some form of humor or joy or appreciation or gratitude can help. It's not always the easiest thing. You don't have to listen to a guided audio. You can just do it on your own. I'm not doing somatic tracking in this video, but ultimately this process can be done, and what you're doing is being with the sensation. You're starting to rewire the neural circuitry. Instead of every time I have these underlying stressors, upregulated nervous system, this alarm signal of go pee, go pee, go pee is turning on. It's kind of like whenever your check engine light keeps coming on, even though you already fixed it. It keeps coming on, and there's nothing wrong with the car. You don't have to respond to it anymore. It's okay. So you're creating the ability to not pee immediately when the urge comes in, but you're not fighting for that to happen. It is not a fight. It's not, oh, I gotta pee so bad, but I can't. I gotta pee, but I can't. I can't pee. I can't. It's just noticing what it feels like. It's not mental. It's sensory. It's experiential. Maybe there's something beneath it. There might be other emotions. And this is where, the somatic tracking might be a shorter period of time, but when you have the opportunity to go longer, when you're like at home and you can just lie down in a comfortable position, do a 1 hour meditation, or just lie there and be there with it, this is really where the things can be revealed more clearly when you have longer periods of time of not reacting to habit patterns. The habit pattern of the body, it's ultimately the mind showing up via the body though. Could be needing to go pee. It could be a pain. It could be other things. But when you don't react to it via equanimity and neutrality, and your body's safe, so I understand, like if you actually have a health problem and you need to do something about it in that moment, if you're like bleeding, you need to go patch that up so that you don't keep losing blood. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about brain-created things. But you don't react. This is actually how the neural circuitry has changed. Also, you'll start to hear the message. This dysfunction has a message for you. There's an imbalance in your mind-body system of some sort. It could be that you're overworking yourself. There are emotions that you haven't been willing to feel yet. You didn't even know you need to feel. There could be various things, and these are the root causes. So when you have longer periods of time, you can do those root cause reveal, root cause release type of work. Another thing that helps is removing those just in case pee breaks. Or like, I should pee right before I go out the house. I should go pee right before this because I might have to pee. Especially if you would have access to a bathroom. Start removing those. You'll probably feel pressure, like I feel like I should go pee. It's going to start retraining the body into safety as well. Now let's say you're lying in bed, you're trying to go to sleep, and you feel that urge to get up and pee again. Now, initially, just lie and be with pure presence, pure awareness. It's the same sort of concept of somatic tracking. You're not reacting to it. If it gets to such a high point, you need to go pee, you really can't hold back, that's okay. What's interesting is that, to be honest with you, not that you have to do this when you're in bed, but if you're really wanting to go beneath the symptom, you pretty much need to be willing to pee on yourself. And I haven't said this out loud many times, but it's seriously true. I've had urinary frequency, really bad pressure, like I've gone through a lot of times. I've gone through pelvic pain, like all these things that I help people with, I've gone through. But if you're, you have 2 hours to do a meditation, or you're doing a retreat or something like that, right? It's this place where I don't care anymore. I care more about knowing and being with what's true beneath this, because I know my body's fine. And so like when you're willing to, you don't even care if you pee on yourself, if you're sitting there on the meditation cushion as an example. If you haven't done that before, I encourage you to sit with equanimity to these triggers that are arising in your body and go beneath them. And let me know how it goes. So if you need some more help, let me know what's going on with you, and you can send me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to give you some support, point you in the right direction, and I'll see you next time.